Welcome to a space where cultura, creativity, and real life collide. I'm Yomi, your host of Sip Happens, where I bring you unfiltered conversations on mental health, self discovery, and everything in between. Make sure y'all tune in, like, subscribe, comment, and join my conversation. See y'all next episode.
What's up? It's your girl Zouh. I just did an episode of Sip Happens. Make sure you tune in. I also dropped my debut album today. It's called Dead to Her. It's about a shorty that was codependent, didn't have boundaries, didn't have no rules, and now she knows who she is, and she just keeps on walking. She just keeps on going. I hope you enjoy it.
Take a look, Ashton.
From the 978 to the motherfucking 240. Not to indirect this one shorty, but I got some shit to say. The attachment is ahead of the truck, and I'm trying to overdose. You get me high and low. A scratch compared to a bullet wound, but I still have to heal it though. Can you hear me though? I was fucking, but was I loving over compensation? It's a love for trucking. You know what you was doing, how I was done. Make them apologies, loud as the disrespect was. And who you fuck is just another one. Keep it real. I've been through much worse than this. Doesn't mean it doesn't hit like the last. Keep it real, was it real? It's the fault on you or me. We can't agree to disagree on it. Know you got your demons and your traumas. Last time that I checked, they both involved her. She can't be the problem and a solver. She fucked your head up, now you fuck her out and draws her. Can you hear me though? From the city to the 240. You cannot grade me, man, I'm on a roll. And you so fucking shit for me as a girl. Boy, I guess you listening. You not player, so sick that's simping in. This is a come up that you're witnessing. You getting taught like life is listening. Yeah, keep it real. I've been through much worse than this. Doesn't mean it doesn't hit like the last. Keep it real. Was it real? It's the fault on you or me. We can't agree to disagree on it.
Ese gallo de Quisqueya es de pura calidad. Siempre pica bueno y la cola dentada.
Goya. Victor.
Welcome to Sip Happens. I'm your host, Yomi, and today I have a very special guest, Zouh. Welcome to Sip Happens.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting with your album, and I'm just like, yo, it's deep, it's authentic. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of giving old SZA, old Summer Walker. Like, I love it.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. I'm a little kind of stressed just about the album and the promo of it all, but other than that, I'm okay.
Well, have you been getting good feedback? I'm assuming. I loved it. I heard it.
Thank you.
I heard it from start to finish. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I said it to my family before anything, and they were like, "We see you sound
Everything.
nothing. Yeah, you sound nothing like how you did before.
Really?
Literally, yeah.
I
It's
love
like
that. I
yeah,
love that for
a
you.
180. Yeah.
That's amazing. What would you say is something that you think made you smile this week?
What made me smile? I think today, because I dropped my album today, I think one thing that made me smile was everybody being like, "This is your big one. Like you. Really
This is your yes.
you really put
you
your
should
effort
be
into
proud.
this.
Like
Yeah.
embrace it. Like
I'm
what
acting
you
laid
mean?
back, but I'm really jumping on the inside like that ass.
No, as you should.
Thank
What you
you.
mean? Like it was great. I
Thank
heard
you.
it. I downloaded it. And I was normally when I listen to albums, I'm like, okay, I'm listening to the first song and the last song. So I want to say maybe on Wednesday of last week, I was like, okay, I'm listening to the first song, last song. And then today I was like, you know what? I'm listening to the whole album, just to see. And I was like, yo, it's definitely giving soul. It's giving like SZA. It's giving like Summer Walker, old type of vibes. And I just think that when we were talking earlier, we kind of spoke about how when SZA and Summer Walker back in the day, it was kind of given like vulnerable, you know what I mean? And it like
for
touches
sure.
people's soul when they're
Yeah, for
vulnerable,
sure.
you know what I mean? Especially Heartbreak. I think it kind of like brings out the best in artists, even though that may sound like a little weird to say, but I definitely do think it's something that like just brings it all out. And I love that for you.
Yeah, I think vulnerability is like in music, probably like the greatest thing that you could show because it's like it's something that people feel for real. Like, you know, you can talk about everything else and it's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's a vibe. But it's like when you're vulnerable, like people are like, I feel this. Like, I can feel something to this.
And I heard that in your music. Do you think like vulnerability and a little bit of heartbreak like brings out the best in you as an artist?
I would say subconsciously, but like consciously, I don't like to feel vulnerable at all.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's everyone though. You know,
Yeah.
nobody really wants to feel vulnerable, but like, I think that's kind of when you get the best glimpse of yourself.
I agree.
Because you're being
the realest
vulnerable.
version of yourself.
Yeah, realest version of yourself. Yeah, and you're kind of like just being like, damn, this is really who I am. This is really what I'm going through. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. So Death to Her, how did you come about the name? How did that come about?
I think I was like stuck on a name. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, it was 9 songs that I had in my head, and I was like, it's all combined to like a theme, but I couldn't figure out what the theme was. But it just ended up being like, you know, death to my old self of like somebody that didn't have boundaries, somebody that was codependent and dependent on love, like all that stuff. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that no more. Death to her, death to the old me.
I love that. So Death to Her, and it's you is kind of being like, in a way, rebranded, in a way, just kind of like a new you.
A new era, a new life.
A new era, yeah. New era, new life.
Yeah.
What are positive things you think you could say that kind of just helped you transition into then to now?
I kind of just feel like it was just me like realizing who I am and like what I bring to the table, like what relationship that I was in, it didn't define me really. I
Okay,
feel like,
good,
yeah,
good.
yeah, leaving that relationship.
And it's hard to like distinguish between like, is that relationship defining like who I am as a person?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did it end because of me? Like, did I not do enough? Whoop, whop, whop. Like, that's how I originally felt. But it's like, at the end of the day, I realized like I bring a lot to the table. Nigga, I am the table. Figure it out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
Figure it out. But
yeah.
I just had to come to that realization, just be like, yeah, it's me.
It's who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel that. I think sometimes too, just women's nature, because we're like very submissive to an extent. I think sometimes we're just very big on being hard on ourselves. You know what I mean? And I also think that we're also very quick to judge our actions. And sometimes I feel like we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves. We shouldn't be judging our actions. Like, this is who we are. And we're like, just out of nature, I feel like we're very big on being nurturing and things like
and
that.
Very emotional
and very emotional, you know? And I feel like the world needs that. But we also, like, a part of us is like, okay, the world needs that. But then also a part of us is kind of like, we don't want to show too much. You know what I mean? Because we try to be strong and stuff like that. But like, remember that being a woman is part of being like nurturing and vulnerable. And the world needs more of that. You know what I mean? So do you think you're ever hard on yourself when it comes to things like that?
I used to be, for sure. But like I said, I just had to come to a realization, like, you know, I am who I am, and I am very sensitive, and I am very vulnerable. And like, you know, I think it's also a thing that we talk about, like, oh, we don't want to show because we want to be strong, but we also don't want to show it because people criticize it. Like, people be like, she's too sensitive. She got too much going on.
Too much going on.
Yeah, but it's like,
and we worry about that too.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it's like, yeah, I am that.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
Exactly, figure it out. Like,
so what are you gonna do?
What do you want me to say? Right.
Yeah. So so I know your album is called Death to Her, and in a way, it's kind of like an old version of you died, and a new one like kind of rebirth. What do you think is the old version of you that died? Like, what would you say?
I would say she was very codependent. She didn't have any boundaries. She didn't have like any strict rules for what she wouldn't put up with. She was kind of like, whatever comes my way, I'm gonna take it. And I'm also like, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a fixer. I'm like, whatever. If I can fix you as a person, you can be perfect for me. And I think that was like the old me was like, I'm gonna make it work for me.
Yeah,
regardless of what it is. Yeah.
And I think women are very big on just trying to be like, oh, I can fix him. Oh,
Yeah,
he has a little
super.
flaw. I can fix it. No
Super.
worries. Like, I'll fix it. You know what I mean? And if I'm being honest, I feel like that's kind of like a win or lose situation, because either like,
Absolutely.
yes, you can help the man be better and fix him, or you can completely like drain yourself in trying to help him and fix him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mostly the latter. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I think your music kind of balances like being vulnerable. It also balances heartbreak a little bit. Was that intentional? Do you think it's more of like okay, I just learned to be this way, so I'm trying to be opposite, or I'm trying to, be both?
I think, what's funny is like when I was going through this heartbreak and writing these songs,
Mm-hmm.
I was super vulnerable. And I was
Okay.
like okay with it. But
And that's okay. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
after the heartbreak, like I want to say like close myself off to now where it's like, I don't want to be as open, as sensitive. Like, I'm just to myself, I'm for myself.
Yeah.
But definitely during in that moment, I feel like, yeah.
And I think this is kind of like things that you learn throughout the process, you know what I mean? Being vulnerable and like going through a heartbreak. Because I feel like when I was in that position, I was very like, okay, this is what I learned. This is what I want to do. And this is what I don't want to do moving forward.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So in a way, like, yes, a heartbreak can be difficult, but I also feel like it also teaches you how to not move. Yeah, or maneuver, you know what I mean? Like what to do, what not to do, like moving forward. You know what I mean?
And I went from speaking personally, I went from like a very, I want to say like naive, like point of view or like naive perspective of romance to where I am now, where it's like, yeah, I'm very mature.
Mm-hmm. So who would you say you think is a version of you that died that kind of transitioned into like you being a new you?
Like in terms of what do you mean?
So, your album is called Death to Her, right? So in a way, I feel like it's kind of you saying like, okay, a version of me just died. So who is the version of you that died and like now you rebirthing into something new?
I feel like she didn't really know who she was or like what she brought to the table or like what she contributed. And she was just very like naive and mature, love at first sight is real.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. Yeah, of
like,
course.
type.
The first day,
Yeah,
you're
the
like,
first day,
oh,
literally,
what?
I'm like, oh yeah, you're my one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of just went from that to like more like, I can do a slow burn type of romance. I can take my time with it. And even if I didn't do romance, I could have me. And that's all I need.
Yeah,
Literally.
absolutely. I love that. Do you think there was any healing while you were writing and creating the album?
I would say while I was writing for sure, because I think a majority of these songs was like, I started writing in 2021. We're in 2025 now. Yeah, I just dropped right now. But it was like,
it was talking to me though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like I fuck with the songs. Like
Thank
I'm not
you.
even saying that just to say it, but like I actually really like the songs.
Thank you.
Because I'm very like big on like R&B and soul. You know, like I like hip hop and like dembow and stuff like that. Like, but I'm very big on like R&B and soul, and I feel like hearing new music that touches to that, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's going on my playlist. Like ain't no way,
Yeah, it was I would say I healed during my writing process because of the fact that it took so long for me to kind of get out of the relationships that I was in. Like 2021, I was writing songs about my first relationship. 2022 was like the aftermath of that. 2023 was like, okay, relationships I'm in after that, like situationships, like all that. And that all like collected to where I am.
Where you are now.
Yeah.
You should be happy where you are now. Like, you look great. You look good. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. Like, what? I think it's just hard on women too when you're going through so many things, and like sometimes you may not have like the resources or like the people to like confide in. So I just feel like all of that plays an emotion, and I feel like also too men don't realize how hard that can be on a person. You know what I mean? Do you think there was ever maybe a song or some lyrics that you had that didn't come out on your album, or are they all out on your album?
Oh, it was definitely a couple. I think originally I was going to do like I'm very spiritual, so I was going to do like a universe themed album where I was like, universe. Like, how could you send me the worst person on this fucking planet type? But it didn't end up making it just because I was like, I can get deeper than that. I can get a little bit deeper and like show my emotions a little bit.
Okay,
more.
so you felt like you hesitated a little bit on dropping it?
Okay. Yeah, like I had a couple songs, maybe like 4 or 5 more songs that I was like, yeah, I want this to be on it. But in the end, it was just like I could tell my story deeper than that.
Okay, that's fair. And I
Yeah.
think that's good too, because I feel like that's probably just the process of you being an artist
Right.
and trying to like drop an album and being like, okay, I want to cater to my audience, but I also want to make sure that I'm speaking my truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I fuck with that. What does it mean to you when people say like your music is soulful or your music is like being able to like vibe with or things like that? What would you say?
I mean, I'm a very like words oriented person, so words always mean a lot to me. Like I appreciate them,
Mm-hmm.
but
Your lyrics be there though. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
Like, you know, okay, so you know on Apple, like when you go listen to the songs, you can like click the little
the
like,
lyrics.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I always do. I'm always
Yeah.
like, okay, hold on, let me make sure she's
Yeah.
speaking her truth.
Yes,
Like, hold
yes,
up.
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I don't really like subscribe to like a genre. I feel like everybody says that, but it's just like I feel like my shit is so versatile. Like it's just is what it is. Like I'm just speaking to speak. And
Okay,
if you feel me, you feel me. And if you
speaking
don't,
your
you don't.
truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. How do you project your mental health as an artist? Do you think maybe your lyrics kind of like help you deal with your mental health? Do you think maybe being an artist, there's some things where you kind of hide a little bit?
So I feel like my lyrics help me with my mental health.
Mhm.
I would say no.
No,
But like how I said,
why?
I'm like,
Because in a way, you're kind of expressing yourself.
I
you know what
am, but
mean?
it's always after the fact. I feel
Okay,
like
yeah,
this
that's true,
album
that's
was like,
true.
yeah, I wasn't recording while I was
Don't-
going
yeah,
through
yeah.
it.
Okay,
It was
that's
like,
fair,
yeah,
yeah.
this is shit I have and I want to tell my story. So
Mhm.
that's how that came about. But I would say, like how I said, I was very like words oriented. I'm a person that's always like journaling, scripting. So I
Okay,
am
I love
always,
journaling.
yeah, I am always like putting out my feelings that way, like getting
That's
things,
good.
keeping sane that way. Yeah.
When was the last time you journaled? Right.
Like 2-3 days ago.
Really?
Literally,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I used to be very big on journaling, and recently that's something that I've been trying to like pick back up.
Mhm.
Cause I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I don't know, something about like pen and paper. I'm just very big on like it makes me feel calm. It makes me feel
Mhm.
okay. You know, so something I want to like pick up this year because I feel like I haven't really done it as consistently as I used to. Do you have like a journal that you normally
Oh,
like?
for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
I have
Do you
2
do it like
journals.
through? Okay. Oh, you have
Yeah,
two
I
journals.
have
Okay.
2 journals. I have
Okay.
one that I'm just writing about my life, like what's going on to help me keep sane. Then I have like a manifesting journal where it's like I'm scripting out everything I want. And I'm talking to the
Really? Oh,
universe
that's
and I'm talking to God.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I don't play about them words.
Okay, yes. Speak the shit into
Yeah.
existence. So how do you protect your mental space as an artist with so much going on? Like, you know what I mean? You have like your personal life. You also have maybe your life as an artist. You also have like your social life, your romantic life. Like, how do you balance all of that?
I feel like I'm not really a person that likes to talk to people about my
Okay.
business. That's not my biggest
That's
thing.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, but like how I said, I do journal, and other than journaling, I do talk to God very often. Very often.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you ever think like you being in a bad mental health space, do you think that ever impacts how you react with other people? Do you think that's more of something where like you kind of just deal with it on your own?
When I'm in a bad mental space, I like to think that I deal with it on my own. I don't try to take it out on other people, but like it will kind of take like a
A
toll
toll
on
on
me,
you? Yeah.
yeah, emotionally. Like I'm just like,
What are things that you do when you're just kind of like not in a good headspace, you would say?
cry.
Right.
Like
No,
I'm a
I feel that.
crier. Yeah, I'm gonna let it out. One thing about me.
Okay. Yeah. I feel that too. I
Mhm.
feel like I cry or I try to like write it down or I like
That
pray to
too.
God or
Yeah,
I'll
that
just be
too.
like, I don't want to deal with nobody right now. Like I'm just being
Yeah,
myself. I'm
yeah.
very big on like when I'm going through shit, I'll like lock myself in my room.
Isolate.
Yeah, isolate myself for sure. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to interact with nobody. You know what I mean? My family sometimes is kind of like, oh, like what's wrong with you? And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to interact with nobody.
Right.
Like, leave me
Just
alone.
leave me be. Just leave me be.
It's just me in the
Right.
world.
Right.
So what's real self-care and self-love to you? Like I'm very big on empowering men and women. So what do you think is self-love and self-care to you?
For me personally, this is gonna probably sound really bad, but being selfish, I don't
As you should.
Yeah,
It's
like,
not bad though. Like I feel like
yeah.
selfish is always getting looked at like in a bad way.
Yeah,
But I
negative
also think
connotation.
but I also think it has like a positive look too. Cause it's like you're thinking about yourself, thinking about what benefits you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of
Mhm.
like other
Mhm.
people. So I like that.
Yeah.
What's something that you want to say to people who are still sitting in their pain and are just trying to figure out like what's going on?
I feel like you just gotta feel it. Like all that
Let the emotions come in.
Yeah,
like, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
All that avoiding, drinking, smoking, it won't do nothing for you. It's just gonna make it like sit in your body longer. Like you gotta let that shit go.
You right though, because I'm not gonna lie, there was one point where like I was going through a lot of shit and I was drinking and smoking. And during that time period, like it was numbing the pain, you know what I mean? But when I was sobering up, when I was sobering up, I was like, yo, this shit's still hurting.
Yeah, you
like,
got a lot to fucking
what am I
work
gonna
on.
do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you going through that, do you think there are maybe hobbies or things that you were doing to trying to like get rid of, you know?
I think at that point in time,
Going through
I got
heartbreak?
into therapy at that point in time.
Okay,
I
love
definitely
that.
did, yeah, because I was like,
Love a queen that has gone through therapy.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
like,
what I mean?
I'm at my breaking point almost. But
Yeah.
besides that, I was like being a little bit more open with my friends more, going out with my friends more, trying not to isolate myself so much, trying not to be like in my thoughts so much. Because when I was alone, like that's all.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm an overthinker,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit fucks me up from the jump.
Yeah.
Like being an overthinker just, you know.
Especially when you hurt my feelings, it's like it's nothing else I could like focus on. Like my
Right. And then I
feelings.
try to blame myself. I'm just like, damn, what did I do?
Right,
like,
right.
What is going on?
Bro, I
like,
literally
you know what I mean?
I had like a
It was
vlogging.
me.
I had like a vlogging TikTok like after like my first real relationship, and it was it's private now, but I was like breaking down like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
It's corny to me now, but in a moment it was real.
What do you think people misunderstand about being an artist and a person at the same time?
I would say about being an artist, maybe that it's like easy to create or like it comes to you naturally.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, you're so artistic. So like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And I know I am very creative, but like in this era that I'm in right now, it's actually been very hard for me to create.
Really?
Yeah, maybe because I feel like I've gotten everything off my chest.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. I'm like, right now I'm not going through much that I had been before. And you said, what do people like misunderstand about me as a person?
As a person.
Where do I start?
Right.
Where do I start?
We want to know.
I think I'm I think I express myself in a different way as like an individual. Like I'm very open, I'm very expressive. I talk with my hands, I talk with my face, all that.
Me too. I feel like I'm big on like talking with my hands.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
always
I'm
like,
all, figure it out. Yeah,
deadass.
Some people take that the wrong way, especially because I am like such like a big personality. They're like, ooh, you can tone down a little bit. And it's like,
no, this is who I am.
At all.
Like, you know,
figure it out. Yeah,
that's dope. I like that. If you could tell your younger self a note, what would it be?
Life gets beautiful.
Life gets beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
That's positive too. Not negative. That's
Never.
positive. Love that.
Yeah.
Clock that T. Clock that T. Life gets beautiful. When life gets loud, what grounds you? What do you think are things that you think you kind of reflect on or things you kind of remember to just ground yourself?
I have I mean, I make music, but I'm very into music that I've been heard since like my childhood. So I have like a whole playlist of childhood music that I'm like, when I'm going through a lot, I'm like, this is what's going to calm me down,
bring me back down.
Yeah, and it's like
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember like what it used to feel like just to be like, a little young and a little innocent and just be like, I'm good right now. Like life is good. It's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I also think too, like sometimes we're a little hard on ourselves, especially women. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we are either vulnerable or we're not. And if we're not vulnerable, we're very big on being like, oh, that's not enough. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important for like women to just love themselves, pour into themselves, and just kind of like care about like who they are, what they bring to the table. And remember, y'all bring everything to the table. You know what I mean?
You
like,
are the table.
Yes, you are the table. You're the table, utensils, napkin.
Oh, I know, that's right. The plates and everything. The plates and everything.
Yes, like, ain't no way. Okay, my heart. So you went from Cameroon to Massachusetts to DMV.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened in between.
Well, something along those lines. I mean, my parents are originally from Cameroon, but they came here to have me and my sister.
Yeah, have a
but I
better
was
life.
born in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Very small town called Lowell, Massachusetts, 978. Stand the fuck up if you hear me. And
love that. Yes. What?
Yeah, when it was time to go to college, I went to Howard University, so that's why I'm in the DMV.
Okay.
now.
And you've been here ever since?
Yeah, low key, un poquito. I moved back for like a year, but I'm here.
For a
now.
year? Okay, okay. Do you have plans on moving out of the DMV?
Oh, for sure. I feel like I've always said my end goal was like New Mexico, which I know sounds crazy. Everybody's like, what the fuck is in New Mexico?
Yeah, I was about to say, what the fuck is in New Mexico, my
Beautiful
heart? Like,
sunsets, beautiful sunrise.
oh, you want that weather. You want that, dry desert type vibe.
I'm like, first of all, I'm anemic as fuck, so warm weather does me good. Two, I love like the whole nature, like just the aspect of it. It's just like, it's calm. It's not too much going on. It's just, it's beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie. So when I moved from Virginia Beach to California, it was like a road trip. So it took a whole week. And we drove through New Mexico. And I'm not gonna lie, like New Mexico is kind of nice. Like just the scenery itself.
Tell the people, because they be thinking I'm lying.
I don't know if I could live there.
But
like just driving through it, the mountains, like the scenery,
beautiful.
I was like, wow.
So
Imagine
beautiful.
having a house out here.
Yeah.
Like houses like that, I would be like, all right, you know what? Like that would be my vacation house during the summer. I'm going out there, you know what I mean? To live, I don't know, but it's a vibe for sure. So New Mexico is where you start at?
Yeah, I mean, not start at. I think maybe end at. Because my aunt lives in New Mexico. I grew up like going over there. But I think, start at would be California. That's the next step. Given LA type of vibes.
LA,
yeah.
LA, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know you did.
It's like, we're talking about a little bit. It's
She's not LA's best friend. She's not.
Listen, I like LA to like go visit and chill and vibe, but to live, no.
No, it's a no.
But honestly, if you wanted to go out there, like you should, just to get your own vibe and be like, you know what, I stayed out here, you know what I mean? But you get your own version of it. But my brother also went out there, and he went out there for like a year or two, and eventually he was like, I'm ready to come back home. You know what I mean?
But I feel like all DMV people come back home. Like that's
You
you
think
guys'
so?
thing. Oh my God.
What? Tell me more. Hold up.
Every DMV person that I've met.
I'm offended a little bit. I'm offended a little bit.
90% of you have not even left the DMV. Let's start there.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, boop, let's start there.
You're
People
right.
that have left the DMV is like, yeah, I'm coming back. 10%. The 10% that have left is like, I'm coming back. Maybe 9%.
Okay, but
and then 1% moved
there's
out
nowhere
and
like the
stayed there.
East Coast though. My friends come from New York. I mean, not my friends, like my cousins. They come from New York and they be like, yo, it's a vibe out here. Like, you know what I mean?
Where, the DMV?
Yeah, DC. They be like, yo, it's a vibe.
It's not a vibe. Like, that's my thing. But I'm just like, you guys' thing is that you really do love to stay here. Like, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I just feel like maybe people that are not from the DMV are very big on being like, I can just pick up and go.
Yeah.
And I feel like people from the DMV are very big on like, I can't pick up and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's like so many like nearby. Like, for example, I can go to New York, it takes me 4 hours. I can go to New Jersey, it takes me 3 hours.
Which is fair.
You know what I mean? Like, if I go to Florida, okay, that may take me like a little 10, 11 hours, but I can make it a road trip. Like, you know what I mean? Just kind of like one of those things.
I see that.
Yeah. It's just something where I'm just kind of like, give or take.
I'm not mad
So
at it.
DMV, like, you ready to go right now?
3 more years.
3 more years?
I'm giving myself
you
3
see,
more years.
she want to stay. She want to stay. She want to stay with us.
I'm giving myself 3 more years just to see what you guys have to offer, what you show me,
and
the
then
people
in
I
those
meet.
2-3 years, you're going to
And
be
then 4 or 5 more years.
looped in to us and stay here.
I'm dead.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Boston nightlife.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Boston nightlife. What would you say?
What would I say about Boston nightlife? I feel like here in the DMV, you guys don't.
What don't we do? I feel like we do it all.
You don't do it all. You guys don't like dance hall, like Caribbean music. You guys hate.
Okay, I'll give that.
You guys hate. And I'm like, I'm a 978 shorty, bro. We was Bronx whining. Oh, you're not from New York, but we was Bronx
My family
whining.
is from though.
Yeah, we was Bronx whining. Like throughout my whole life, all that like dance hall, like that's what I grew up
The
with.
vibe, yeah.
I feel like that's one of the things you guys are missing is like
I'm missing. Okay.
yeah, like spreading out that culture. Yeah,
yeah, and I feel like it's very. At least I would say sometimes in DP is very big on like black or white. You know what I mean? It's no like gray. Yeah, there's no gray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I want
like
it to
a
be
culture
like
in between.
Yeah, in between. I want it to be more gray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where people are just like, oh, there's a lot of like diversity and just vibing and grooving and dancing. Like, you know what I mean?
Because where I'm from, like the 978, like when I tell you we're so diverse, like we have Cambodians, we have West Africans, East Africans, like Indians, we have everything. Like, I
yeah.
think we are like top 10 most diverse cities in the country.
Love that.
So when I came here and I was like, okay,
do you ever feel like you were expecting a little more from the DV that you didn't get?
No, I feel like the 978, even though I talk my shit about it sometimes. I talk my shit. It's like a one of one place when it comes to like diversity, like food, music, culture, all that. It's one of one. So when I came here, I wasn't expecting it, but I thought I could get a little more.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought
it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. Like let me cater to everybody outside. You know what I mean? I feel like it caters to what it knows, and maybe that's why I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not feeling.
No, that's fair to say. I feel like even too though, like sometimes when I go out, I'm just like, y'all playing this, like y'all got hella other shit y'all can play, and y'all playing this. Y'all playing like that Hannah Montana shit. Like, what is going on?
Not too much on Migos Hannah Montana. Not too much.
No, not Migos Hannah Montana. Like literally Hannah Montana. Like you know what I mean? Like just the white people shit. Like
I never heard that.
No, deadass. Like what's her song? No,
literally.
Though.
I thought we were talking about Hannah Montana. I was like, not too much. That's that old Migos.
No. I fuck with that. But like, literally, I think I went out. Like the last time I went out, they played like towards the end where they were keeping people out. They was playing like the Wrecking Ball shit, and I was just like,
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, whatever. I was just kind of like, y'all blowing me. Like, why are y'all playing this?
I would have been
right
very
now?
confused as well. I would have been like,
why y'all playing this right now?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, I'm going home, put me in some good spirits.
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm
agree.
trying to vibe. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say you at the club, you know what I mean? And a song comes on and you gonna dance. What song would it be?
I think I'm very controversial in this topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that grew up, thought she was going to be 21 and hearing like fucking B2K in the club.
Okay.
I swear to God, like,
okay.
I got everything I want in
right.
Yeah. Like, so like that type, like 2000s, even 50 Cent. Give me something like, I don't know. I feel like that just gets the people hype. Like, I don't know, especially 2000s, 2010s is like, that's the era where music was like, oh my God. Like nostalgic.
Yes,
and I'm a very nostalgic person. Now.
And I love that. I can see that too through your music. Yeah.
Now I don't know what I'm listening to.
Okay, I have to ask you this question just because what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
What would you say are like two of your top favorite movies?
Ooh, movies. I thought you were gonna say artists. All right, we can do movies.
No, movies.
I'm very, like how I said, nostalgic. I'm like a child at heart. So I would say top two, figure it out. Disney.
Okay.
Lion King.
Okay.
And Princess and the Frog. Cast me.
I love Princess and the Frog. Yes, that's like my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah, I was telling my friend that I was like, a dream that I have is like, you know, like really being casted, like to even be like a background vocal, on like a soundtrack, or like be on a soundtrack, or even like a voice animation.
Yeah, just that's dope. That's dope. I like that.
Thank you.
That's funny. I would say that like my favorite movie is Crazy. No one's going to ever think.
Oh God.
I feel kind of
you're scaring me.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little weird even saying my favorite movie.
Let's hear.
Everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck? Super random. So my favorite movie, for y'all that don't know, is Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yes.
Shut the fuck up, yo. Let's end this interview right now. You're lying.
I'm dead ass.
You're
you know
lying.
why? You wanna know why though?
Why?
Okay, super weird. Super weird and crazy.
You're fucking lying.
You're the first person I tell you this though. Like dead ass.
Oh my God.
So
I feel honored.
Okay, when I first watched the movie, I was young as shit. Then I watched the movie again when I was
you say what?
I was young as shit.
Okay, fair.
Then I watched the movie again when I was in middle school. And I was like, no, this is still my favorite movie. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Then I watched it again when I was in high school. And I was like, nah, this is my favorite movie. Then I watched it again after I was an adult. And I was like, nah, this is my favorite movie. Like, what?
How many times have you watched this movie? Like, can we count on one hand, two hands?
2 hands.
2 hands. Okay.
At least 10 times. I watched it back because I want to make sure it's my favorite movie. What you mean? So that is my favorite movie. What do you mean? Like 50 Cent goes from started from the bottom now
I'm already knowing. First of all, 50 Cent in my head is like my
like
father.
Look at my man's now.
Yeah,
what you mean?
Yeah, he's very successful. That's why like from jump, like I was 3 years old on the table talking about something. You can find me in a clip.
Right?
I'm so dead ass. Like my parents literally told me this memory.
That.
Like, so that's why I was like, I was so shocked when you said 50 Cent. I'm like,
Nah, dead ass. Like, favorite movie. And I want to make sure. I was like, nah, maybe I'm tripping.
No, you're not fucking tripping at all.
That's my favorite movie. Like, he really started from the bottom. Now he here.
Exactamente.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And my second favorite movie is A Bronx Tale. A Bronx Tale.
Why
Why you laughing?
Yeah, why we chuckling in the corner?
That was no.
Wait, I never heard of
A Bronx Tale is where what's his name? Hold on, I gotta find it. No, it had no Eddie Murphy in it. No. It has. Oh my God, what's his name? Bronx Tale. Hold on. Bronx Tale cast.
You know what she's talking about?
Chaz. What the fuck is his name? Chaz. Paul Materian or something like that. He played as Sonny. He was like the main older head character, but it was pretty much like a Bronx Tale where like a young man and a young woman fall in love. So she was Black and he was Italian, and during that time, it was a lot of like racial and things going on like that. And Rob De Niro, and they kind of like fell in love with each other, and it was kind of like just speaking about how like she was Black and he was Italian in the Bronx, and like they could never like really interact with each other, but their love made them like interact with each other and things like that. It was like such a cute movie. Like, I have to watch the movie.
It's given very cutesy.
It's super cutesy. It's given like another The Notebook. You know what I mean? It's like one of those vibes. You know what I mean? But it's like, a young like Black girl and a Italian young man falling in love with each other. Like back in the day, it was so cute.
I hear
Love
that.
it. You have to watch it.
I might watch.
Nah, you have to. Ain't no might. Bronx Tale, yes.
Not you knew.
Yes. Someone that knows.
Like, not you knew she was talking about.
It's like a super movie. You have to watch it.
Yes.
For her, too. And you know what's crazy? He told him, too, in the movie, he was like, so he had closed the door for her. So originally he opened the door for her and he closed the door, you know, when she sat in. And he was like, by the time you go back to your to the other side of the car and she doesn't open the door for you, she's not the one. And while he's doing that, she goes in, she opens the door for him, and he comes in, and then he was like, you know what? She's the one. And it was like so cute. And I was like, oh yes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna open the door for your man on the inside?
We will say woman, but I would.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, okay, he just opened the door for you, sat you in, closed the door, and then like he's coming in to open his door. Like, of course you want to like open it for him real quick. You know what I mean?
I believe in love.
Yeah.
Hopeless romantic. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
would.
question.
Would
you open the door?
if I'm sitting on the inside, yeah, I'm gonna like reach over and try to open the door for him. What you mean?
The real moral of the story of the movie.
What?
Don't snitch. Hang. Because you ain't shit. That's what happened.
Well, I don't
feel
know
like you
about
just
all
made
of
that
that.
up.
I didn't
Yeah, I
say
feel
about
like
all that.
you
You
just
trying to
made that
ruin
up.
what was
Yeah.
going on.
It's not made up. Oh,
Well, that's not how I view the movie.
Well, that's why
You know what I mean?
as a team.
that's
Okay,
what
yeah,
like,
let's
maybe
watch
when
it. It will reanalyze it. You know what I mean? But me, I'm just like, no, I love that movie. It's cute. It's super cute.
Oh, watch that one. Not. What is it? Love Bronx Tales? Okay, Bronx Tales. Okay. But you was just making it seem like you ain't fuck with the movie.
No, I love that movie. I
Oh,
was just saying.
bitches ain't shit.
No, I didn't say that.
You did say that.
No, it's not my person. It's not how I feel.
Oh.
The movie made that point. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel?
I love women, and I think
Nigga said right.
yeah, like it's a balance. And everyone should play their role the right way. And every role isn't the same.
I agree.
Women, It just depends on that unique whatever the fuck.
Experience.
The
Yeah.
dynamic you have. It's a specific dynamic you have, and you got to work with that.
To that moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, sometimes you got a big girl and you got like your little space in the bed. Sometimes you got a little girl, you got more space in the bed.
That's some real shit.
I'm like, you get on my nerves, bro. I'm over here making thinking he's making like a real
Right, like, yeah,
analogy,
yeah.
and then I'm like, wait,
That's
no,
really
you said
analogy,
sometimes you got a big girl in the bed. Oh, okay, you gotta adapt, right? You gotta adapt, right? Oh, most indubitably.
Yeah. So you are a guest on the show.
Yes.
So I always play a game. So today the game we're playing is called Fake Blasted.
Okay.
Do you want to pick the first card?
I will pick the first card.
Okay. I'm scared.
If you ever lost a parlay, take a shot.
Okay.
We
I'm
was
gonna
just talking about this.
Right,
Oh, wait,
I was
me too.
saying,
Actually, the Super Bowl.
Right.
Talk about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
The Super Bowl was crazy because I can't even believe
It didn't go
Mahomes
away.
lost that fucking
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
It didn't go the way nobody thought it was gonna go. Literally.
This one just says take a shot. So
Perfect.
cheers.
Cheers, honey.
Love
Yeah.
that. It's your turn, my bad.
Let me recover real quick. All right.
Right.
Pick someone to drink with you.
You gotta
Mr.
drink.
Man in the corner. Damn.
You got.
I'm like, how many drinks I'm gonna get? Yeah. There you go.
Listen. If you don't know how to play spades, take a shot. Yeah, who know how to play spades?
This is so annoying. I've never
you
drank
gotta
so
drink.
much back to back in my life.
No,
Ever.
You gotta drink. You know how to play spades?
Fuck
Babe,
no.
come on.
Everybody always tries to teach me. I'm not at that level yet. I'm not advanced yet.
I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teach you
I'm
how
not
to play
at that.
spades.
Thank you.
It's
Cheers
easy.
to
It's
that.
not hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. What? Don't play with me.
I didn't know what spades was until I came to the DMV.
For real?
Dead
Yeah.
ass.
She said she didn't know what spades was until she came to the
I went to
DMV.
Howard. Everybody was like, let's play spades. I'm like,
What is this?
We talking Uno? What are we talking? Blackjack? Like, what are we talking? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's your turn.
Oh, mine. If you're in a relationship, your partner drinks. If you're single, you drink. Perfect.
My partner's
He's
not
not
here,
here.
so I'm
Lucky
gonna drink
you.
for him.
Oh, that's
Cheers.
nice. Okay, perfect. I feel like you picked these cards out on purpose. I don't know.
I didn't.
I feel like I'm about to be feeling something.
It
in a
says
couple
everyone
minutes.
drinks but you. So y'all all
Yo,
gotta drink.
this is
but
not the
me.
craziest thing you've ever seen. Yo, what the fuck?
Love to see it.
Yo.
Cheers to y'all.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right. Hey yo.
Hmm.
Your turn.
Oh.
Right.
The floor is lava. The last person touching it takes a drink. Figure it out.
Damn,
yeah.
it's me. I
You
moved too
both
slow.
touched it. Yeah,
I
you
was-
gotta figure that out.
I
Yeah,
was-
the both of you.
I was like, what?
I love how you knew it from the jump too. You just put your foot up like it was nothing. Perfect.
This one says take a shot. Everybody take a little swig from the
It's
cup.
just like yo. I'm just
Okay, the last card is you, my heart.
my heart is crazy after you put me through all this.
Right?
If you don't have any tattoos, take a drink. Perfect.
You
Everybody
got
figure
no
it out.
tattoos?
I do. Everybody
Oh.
figure it out. Just small.
I got-
Un poquito. It's
no,
not
I got
too much.
tattoos.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, perfect. You already got it
Take
right there. I know that's
a little
right.
swig.
For the non-tatted.
Right? I love that. Well, you are also a guest on the show.
Yes.
So what would you say is a mental note you would give our viewers? So anything positive you want to just elaborate on, or anything positive that you just want to make sure our viewers know about themselves, to love themselves, care about themselves, you know what I mean?
I would just say generally, I'm a person where I think life is beautiful. And if you view
Yes.
life as beautiful, beautiful things will come to you. If you put out good
love
energy,
that.
you will attract good energy.
Good
If
energy.
you put out negative energy, you will attract negative things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just all about who you are, how you present yourself, and what you put into the world, and God and the universe will give it back to you.
I love that.
Think about that.
Yes. Make sure you check my girl album out.
Yes.
Depth to her.
All
You know what I mean?
platforms,
Yes. Can you tell us where we can find you at?
Yeah. You can follow me on a gram at Nazoudat, Nazouhdat. Twitter, same thing. TikTok, same thing. And yeah, it's a big thing.
Yes. Make sure you guys tune in to her live performance that she'll have on Sip Happens.
Yes.
And we'll catch y'all next episode.
Amen.
Yeah.
Say, don't